So, dear students, a very warm welcome to all of you. I hope and I pray that all of you are doing good. Well, your ACC exams are over. The new batch is yet to start, is about to start. And since the quarterly attempt system is so robust and so fast that as soon as an attempt is over, the next attempt is around the corner. So here is now we are planning for December 2025 attempt. And today is the live orientation session for the subject of Advanced Audit and Assurance. I'm your tutor, Munir Mohammed Shafi, and I'll be facilitating you in passing this subject, hopefully, inshallah, in the next upcoming attempt. Well, let's begin the proceedings of this session. The objective of today's session is guidance about this subject. How are we going to proceed with AAA for December 2025 attempt? How are we going to plan? What is the schedule? What will be the schedule of live classes? How will we be assisting you in this subject? What are the ins and outs of this subject? How can you pass this subject with ease? What is required to do and what is not? Okay, so let's start the proceedings of this session. So I hope that my screen is visible to all the participants. Okay, so we are now planning for December 2025 attempt, the final attempt of 2025, and then we'll be moving on to the next year. Well, a bit of introduction about myself. I have been in the field of teaching since last more than 9 years. These are the subject of my expertise, AAA, SBR. I myself am a practicing chartered accountant. I'm a fellow member of ACCA. I'm a fellow and practicing member of ICAP as well. I'm the qualified person responsible for training in my organization for ICAEW students as well. I am a member of various technical and professional committees of ICAP and ACCA Pakistan. I was previously associated with the KPMG Pakistan. I completed my articleship there, served there for 4 years. And you can see my contact information on the screen. And you can contact me using this information for any sort of guidance or for any sort of query which you have in relation to this subject. Okay, so what is the session agenda? What is the session agenda? Session agenda is all about AAA. First of all, what is AAA? Most of you know what is AAA. Most of you know what the importance of AAA is. But I'll again highlight it. I'll again reiterate it because obviously it's very important to keep on reiterating as we should be very, very committed to pass this paper as soon as possible. So we will be discussing about AAA, its importance among all professional skill papers. We will be discussing about the syllabus, overview of the syllabus. What is the paper pattern? What are the key areas? What is passing ratio? What is passing ratio of AAA? Generally not very encouraging. Generally not very encouraging. Ranges from 30 to 35%. We'll talk about professional marks. We'll talk about the reasons of failure. We'll see what do we mean by exam technique. Why exam technique is very important in AAA questions. And what is the sample exam technique? What will be our teaching methodology? And how will we plan to proceed for our sessions for the upcoming attempt? Okay. As far as AAA is concerned, we know it's one of the strategic papers, strategic professional papers. We know that it is amongst one of the most difficult papers of ACCA. And we also know that it has one of the worst passing ratio amongst ACCA papers. Then what is the positive side? Well, the positive side is that it is one of the core papers of ACCA, core papers of your profession. When I say core paper of your profession, it means that this is one of those papers in which the members of ACCA may practice as their mainstream profession or occupation. You may make your career in auditing, and for that, AAA is very, very important. And you should know that ACCA primarily is an audit supervisory body. So ACCA is definitely and certainly going to test your mettle out of this paper. This paper won't be an easygoing one because this is the advanced paper. And after passing this paper, after going through this qualification, you may be practicing audit in any of your jurisdiction. Are you getting this? So the importance of this paper is that it is the bread and butter paper of a chartered accountant who is aspiring to be an auditor. So obviously, ACCA will try their level best to make you capable enough to inculcate all those auditing skills in you, which you may be requiring as a practicing auditor. Okay, going forward. Overview of the syllabus. Syllabus area is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, this is not a new subject for you. You have already studied this subject in your earlier papers as audit and assurance, a double A paper, as a skill paper. Okay. So this is obviously an advanced version of that paper. So this paper will be demanding some additional skills from you. A lot of top-up knowledge. And obviously the difficulty level won't remain same as it's in a strategic level paper. Well, so let's start looking at the syllabus. So as far as the syllabus is concerned, so there are various learning objectives when you see the syllabus of AAA. The first learning objective is regulatory environment, in which we see the international regulatory frameworks for audit and assurance services, who are the regulators, what could be the repercussions of money laundering offenses, and how an auditor is expected to identify if there is any money laundering offense. So for that, first of all, we need to know what is money laundering. And we need to know that how money is laundered. So will we be studying the ways to money launder? Ways to launder money? The answer is no. Our objective will not be to study the ways that how can we launder the money. But obviously, until and unless we get to know this knowledge, how will we be able to spot on if these offenses are occurring at the client? So we will be discussing how the money is usually laundered. What is the process of laundering the money? And how can we be vigilant during audit process if any such activity is being witnessed, is being suspected while checking the transaction of the entity? What is the reporting procedure? To whom we should report? Is it a smaller offense or a very big offense? Then laws and regulations. Now, what do you mean by laws and regulations? Obviously, when an auditor is auditing the financial statements of an entity, auditor should be aware of all the necessary laws and regulations which are applicable on the company, which may have the impact on the numbers of the financial statements of the company. There may be a possibility that company may violate any such law, and they may be required to pay penalties, fines. There could be potential obligations for those fines and penalties. And in the worst case scenario, there may be a repercussion that the operating license of the entity may be in danger. They have carried out such a violation that their operating license may be in danger. And we know that as auditors and accountant, we may then be required to assess the going concern implications as per the relevant international standard on auditing as a 570. Okay. Then we have another learning objective, professional and ethical considerations. This is not a new learning objective for you. You already started in AA. Ethics. The focus of ACCA and all IFAC bodies is that to make their chartered accountant very, very ethical. They keep on reiterating the ethical values. They keep on reiterating what ethics, what ethical aspects you should possess to be a good chartered accountant, to be an honest chartered accountant, to be a professional chartered accountant. Okay. So we'll be studying code of ethics, various threats to objectivity, self-interest, self-review, advocacy, familiarity, intimidation, management threats, and so on. We will see what is fraud, what is error, what is the difference between these two. Are we supposed to identify fraud? We being auditors, what is our responsibility in relation to a fraud in an audit or financial statement? Professional liability. We are auditing the financial statements of the entity, but to which extent are we liable? To which extent are we liable if our opinion goes wrong? If the shareholders suffer billions of dollar losses, then are we supposed to make those losses good to the shareholders? Question mark. We'll be discussing in this topic, a very practical topic from very practical aspect. Because suppose in future, if you're going to run a firm, like I'm running a firm, I'm running my own firm. So what could be the professional liability concerns? What could be the professional liability implications? I should know all those implications. Are you getting this? Quality and practice management, a very, very important learning objective. And these are very important. This is very, very important learning objective. Professional and ethical consideration. A very important learning objective. Examiner is very focused on this learning objective. You will see questions time and again, almost in every attempt. Quality and practice management, again, a very important learning objective. You will see multiple questions. We'll be going through those questions in the live sessions. I'll be telling you what my plan is. So quality management from firm's perspective, from engagement perspective, how the firm within the can build in quality. What are the aspects that need to be catered? How they can bring in quality within the engagements. That's another topic. That's another topic of discussion. Because obviously our deliverable is the opinion. We are providing services. We are service providers. So we should be focused on providing quality services. Our opinion should be quality opinion. And this is the only way we can promote this profession. We can uphold the value of this profession. We can uphold the value of the audit opinion, which we are giving on the financial statements. Advertising, tendering, and obtaining professional work and fee. We being chartered accountants, are we allowed to advertise our work? What are the aspects of tendering, seeking work? We will be discussing all those aspects here in this learning objective. Professional appointments. Can we accept all appointments? Can any client approach us and we will say, okay, we're going to audit your entity. We're going to provide you services. Answer is no. There are prerequisites. There is a checklist. We need to see whether those aspects, whether those parameters are complied or not. Are you getting this? So professional appointments, very, very important discussion. And within this learning objective, this is very frequently tested by the examiner, very, very frequently tested by the examiner. Are you getting this? Okay. Then the most important learning objective of this entire course, AAA, planning and conduct of the audit. Because the name of the subject is audit, advanced audit and assurance. So actual conduct of the audit, actual execution of the audit activities. So this is the learning objective which guides us relating to actual activities relating to the audit. Planning and conduct of the audit, which starts with the word planning, materiality, risk assessment. Very, very important, very, very important area. Question number one, is all about planning and conduct of the audit, all about planning and conduct of the audit. And in every attempt, not in one attempt or two attempts, in every attempt. So we can say with very much certainty, almost 100% certainty, that question number 1 is about planning and conduct of the audit, as it is said by the course makers. We will see. We will see the paper pattern. Question number 1 will revolve around planning and conduct of the audit. We'll see how we plan the audit, how we calculate the materiality of the audit, what is a risk assessment, what is business risk, what is audit risk, how are we going to draft those risks? Because in AAA, if you want to unlock your success, you want to be a champion in drafting. Your drafting should be very good. If you are able to express your point well, if you are able to draft your point well, as per the exam technique, your paper is through. You can score very good marks. But if you cannot draft well, if you don't know the technique, then what is the difference between the business risk and audit risk, and what is the respective technique of drafting business risk and audit risk, unfortunately, you cannot go through this examination. Evidence and testing considerations. How are you going to gather audit evidence? How are you going to test the transactions? So audit testing, evidence gathering, very, very important. Must ask question in every attempt. Audit procedures in obtaining audit evidence, using the work of others, using the work of another expert, using the work of internal audit, using the work of component auditors, and whatnot. All standards will be involved in AAA. Group audits. How will you be auditing group entity, parent company, component companies, component materialities, when you will be qualifying the consolidated financial statements, and many other aspects will be discussed in this learning objective. Then we have completion review and reporting. You may say that I'm highlighting everything in green. The point is, every learning objective is very, very important. And when we'll see the paper pattern, we'll see that these are the must-ask questions in your exam paper. We'll be talking about subsequent events, going concern, because obviously these are the aspects which do have a lot of implications while completion. When we are completing the audit, when we are compiling our opinion, finalizing our opinion, we have a look at subsequent events. There may be a possibility that any subsequent event may have impact on our opinion. Going concern implication. If there are going concern implication, we may need to put in additional disclosure. We may need to put in additional para, MERG para, material uncertainty relating to going concern. So we need to consider all these aspects when we are finalizing the audit. Completion and final review, analytical procedures that we might be required to perform for the final analytical procedures. And what else? We'll be having a discussion when we'll be discussing this topic. Auditor's report, very important. What type of opinion are we giving? If there is material misstatement, what opinion will we be giving? We will be qualifying the audit report. If there is material and pervasive misstatement, we may be required to give a disclaimer or an adverse opinion. So we do have a bit of idea from our earlier studies of AA, but obviously things will be a bit complex. How? Because in both of these learning objectives, and we will be looking at the exam question, we will see that examiner is testing big standards. When I say big standards, I mean those standards which are usually tested in SBR. There is strategic business reporting paper, not FR paper. They may also be tested. They are also tested, but the focus of examiner is the big standards, consolidation standards, financial instruments, revenues, impairment, very, very favorite of the examiner. Are you getting this? An examiner tests your skin out of it as far as audit is concerned. Are you getting this? So auditors report, and many areas require a lot of accounting knowledge. Accounting knowledge is must. Without accounting knowledge, you may not succeed, unfortunately. There are other reports to the management personnel, to those charged with governance. We will have a look. What control weaknesses are we required to report? How are we required to report? And so on. Other assignments. When we talk about other assignments, again, now this is another interesting field, because a chartered accountant who is an auditor might not only perform auditing services, might not only give auditing services to the client, they may give a variety of other services to the clients. And in today's world, I'm telling you a very bitter reality or a fact that auditing profession, obviously, it's a very responsible profession or a trustworthy profession, a technical profession. But as far as the business is concerned, revenue earning is concerned, the firms are earning through these other assignments. Yes. And we are gaining expertise over time over these services. For example, you will see a lot of firms doing forensics assignments, frauds investigations, due diligence. Suppose a company is going to acquire another company, or there may be a merger going on. The company may approach you to provide them due diligence services to assist them in making this decision by looking at multiple sets of information relating to the company being acquired. Review interim financial information. Review future financial information, prospective financial information. Bank may ask you to give an opinion on the prospective financial information, because the bank is in a fix whether to give the loan to that company or not, because the company has shown the glory numbers, the flowery numbers. Are they realistic? Will they be achieved? So you, being a professional expert, may be required by the bank or may be approached by any government institution to have a look at that prospective financial information and give your opinion on that. Audit of performance information in public sector. Sustainability integrated reporting and other assignments. Current issues and developments. There are lots of current issues and developments specifically relating to this sustainability topic. This is the talk of the town topic. Sustainability reporting, IFRS S1, IFRS S2. Because this will be an additional responsibility of the auditor, is an additional responsibility of the auditor in many jurisdictions, and is being implemented across the globe. The auditor would be giving opinion on sustainability reports. So this is a very hot and trending current topic. Professional skills. Now you have 20 marks straight for these professional skills. Is it another topic? Is it a separate topic which we have to study? Answer is no. This is the positive side and a plus side, that this is such an area. These 20 marks, these 20 marks. These 20 marks are such that you don't have to study anything additional. You are simply required to study what you are studying properly. If you have done it properly, as per the tips and tricks told by your tutor, if you have practiced to perfection, you will automatically secure these 20 marks, because these 20 marks are for your professional skills, and professional skills needs to be demonstrated throughout the paper in all the 80 technical marks, 80 content-based technical marks. If you are able to demonstrate your professional skills in the 80 technical marks, 20% marks will automatically flow in your kitty. Simple as easy as that. Are you getting this? What are those? Communication. you will be required to produce briefing notes in question number 1. 4 marks are there for communication. Then analysis and evaluation. I'll be telling you, what do I mean by analysis and evaluation? When we will be attempting the question, I'll demonstrate by analysis and evaluation, examiner means this. And if you are able to interpret it, analyze it, and evaluate it in this manner, you will score the marks available for the analysis and evaluation. Professional skepticism and judgment. You have to use your brain. You have to question things, obviously, and you don't have to accept all the things on the face of it. There may be wrong treatments. There may be questionable, challenging treatments. There may be contradictory evidences. So you have to challenge those. There may be tilted judgments by the management. They will be taking the judgments in their favor to make their financial statements flowery, rosy, to present the rosy picture to the shareholders. But obviously, you are the auditor, you should be challenging their judgment. Last but not the least, commercial acumen, the business sense, the business knowledge. When you talk about the business risk, you need to put in your business knowledge in the solution. When you're talking about the control lapses, you are putting your business knowledge into the solution, into the answers. Are you getting this? So all these professional skills are very valuable, and see how valuable these are. They'll be fetching you 20 marks straight without any additional topic on the cards. Are you getting this? Then comes employability and technology skills. Again, this is not something new. This is not something different. This is about using the CB practice platform. You have to use CB practice platform. We have to solve on CB practice platform, and we will be practicing on CB practice platform to help you gain this comfort level on the exam software, inshallah. Are you getting this? Using technology to manipulate information, working on the response options, using computer screen and things like that. Okay, what is the paper pattern? Paper pattern is on your screens. There are 3 questions. Question 1, 2, and 3. Question 1 is of 50 marks, 2 is of 25 marks, 3 is of 25 marks. And C, 10 marks, 10, 5 marks, and 5 marks. So professional marks are attached in each question. Format. Question 1 is always, almost all the time, is set on the planning stage. Could be an existing or the new client. And there are certain areas which you will need to, which the examiner will expect from you to have your say. For example, in question number 1, you will almost always see business risk and risk of material misstatement. Now, what are these? How are these going to be attempted? There is a specific technique for that. That's why I have categorized that these are technique-based areas. So you need to learn a specific technique to draft these answers. And if you are well versed on those techniques, you are good to go. You are good to pass this paper. And if you are drafting in a layman's language, if you are drafting without knowing the relevant technique, you may miss any important aspect of the drafting, which may cost you your precious marks. Many students confuse between these two, business risk and risk of material misstatement. They end up writing the same thing for both. They end up mixing both the concepts and losing easy marks. There is a question for ethics, professional and quality management matters. There is a specific technique for drafting such types of answers. Procedures and evidence, there is a specific technique for drafting such types of answers. And you will see complete technical articles written by the examination team to ponder on these techniques, to learn these techniques. So we'll try to go through these techniques and we'll try to make things easier for you. Reporting. Reporting, audit reporting. What is the structure of the audit report? You will maybe are required to ask about the appropriateness of the opinion, appropriateness of the drafting, and whatnot. Procedures and evidence, again, in this part as well, you may be asked about the procedures and evidence. Procedures you may be required to perform and the evidence which you may be expected to gather. Ethical, professional, and quality management matters may come here as well. And question number 3 may contain any other assignment about any current issue, sustainability also. Okay, and ethics and acceptance. Here, you may be asked that what additional considerations you will be considering before accepting this assignment. You may be asked about the procedures to perform those non-audit assignments or knowledge-based or any other knowledge area. So this is not a fixed pattern. This is just for indication that how the exam be structured, how the exam mix could be there in multiple questions. This is for your guidance. So I've written here that ethical requirements can feature in any question. It's not question bound that I've written in and that it will come in question 1 or 3. No, it's not like that. Audit and other procedures can feature in any question. Other standards requirements are also tested periodically. And this is just an indicative grade, and selective studies are highly discouraged. Are you getting this? Okay, so okay, so what I'll do, I'll be taking a short break because it's prayers, it's call for prayers, and I'll be continuing just after a minute as soon as the call for prayers are over. Okay. So as far as the past exam trends and analysis are concerned, I'll be just sharing a glimpse of it. The latest exam, in fact, before moving on to share about the exam trends and analysis, we'll be looking at the recent past exam papers when we'll be practicing during our live sessions and just showing you a glimpse of it that you can see. So I have not updated this sheet for the past 1 or 2 attempts. As far as you can see, I'm just trying to walk you through with the trend. In question number 1, you can see business risk, audit procedure. This is question number 1. This is question number 2. Ethical considerations. Ethical consideration, quality management considerations, cash flow forecast from the other assignments. See, communicating to those charged with governance, audit reporting, group audit reporting. You can see in various attempts. So topics are very much constant. So it follows the same pattern as I have just demonstrated you here. All right. So it follows the same pattern as I've just demonstrated you. So we know what the pattern is. We know what topics are tested. We know what exam technique is. So what's the fuss all about? You need to practice. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to say, that the reasons of failure. Number 1, selective studies. You shouldn't be doing selective studies. Cover it thoroughly. The professional exam. Examiner won't spare you for leaving any topic. Another problem, poor memory from SBL. do a recap from accounting standards. I'll try to help you in that area, as again, this is my subject. But you need to recap those standards. Without it, you cannot attempt questions. Lack of paper technique. Paper technique is very important. I'll show you what is paper. What do I mean paper technique? Okay, but let me show you. For example, see, ethical threats. Now, you're going to draft ethical threats, answer for ethical threats. So what 4 aspects you need to remember? Identify that threat, explain that threat, why you are saying that this threat arises. Evaluate the significance of the threat. For example, you say it's a self-interest threat. Then why is it a self-interest threat? Why is it a self-interest threat? Because you're heavily dependent in terms of fee being derived from that one single client. Evaluation of the significance of that threat. It's very material to your overall firm's fee. And what actions you require to take? Are you going to say no? Are you going to have any additional review, or what else? Ethical and professional consideration. When a question comes relating to ethical and professional considerations, then what aspects you need to target when drafting your answer? What aspects you need to target when drafting an answer for professional consideration? And how is the marking distribution? That's very important. Okay, so similarly, you can see business risk. When you are drafting business risk, what steps you need to take? What are the prerequisites? And how are you going to apply it? That's particularly important. How are you going to practice it? How are you going to execute it? I'll tell you how are you going to execute it, inshallah, okay? What is the marking scheme? How much points will you draft and how much marks will you get by drafting those points? How lengthy should those points be? How bulky those points should be? Very, very important. So we'll be discussing each and everything in our live sessions, hopefully, inshallah. Okay. So technique, very, very important. You have to practice it. You have to plan your answers. And all other points are relating to this practice. When you will practice, your writing skills will improve. When you will practice, you will adapt the mindset or role as given by the examiner. You will practice understanding the requirement. You will practice understanding the marking scheme. So all those will come through practice. You will be able to comprehend the issues well. Your typing speed will increase. Your time management problem will be solved. Practice, practice, and practice. Don't ignore technical articles. Don't ignore examiner reports. Very, very important. So, okay. Last but not the least, what will be our teaching? Oh, okay. I also want you to go through few important documents which usually students don't go through while their preparation. But let us just skim through these documents because these are official documents of ACCA for AAA. That's why I'm going through these documents. AAA essentials. Well, what needs to be done, what needs not to be done, we've already discussed it, obviously. Examinable documents. What are the examinable documents? When we will be studying all those topics, obviously, these ISAs will be covered. So which ISA is there in AA, which is there in AAA, with the document outlining each and everything. But most importantly, we are concerned about the concept and its application rather than actualize a number. Yes, we do discuss, but that's not particularly important. So we should know that which topic is going to be tested and how it is going to be applied. How are we going to apply into the answer rather than knowing the number? But yes, there's a useful checklist if anyone is interested in knowing, in getting to know that what is additionally tested in AAA. All those marks which are there additionally in AAA, are not tested, have not been tested in AA. So these are new aspects for you, which you need to learn, obviously. Okay. So another is this syllabus and study guide. Very important document, a good document. Go through this document. Will give you additional insights. You've already discussed this syllabus. We've already discussed this. Go through this. Okay. Your one thing, assurance on sustainability information. Okay. So this is within the learning objective, you can see that how much this has been expanded. It's a very important aspect. Okay. So just I wanted you to skim through these documents. Okay. And now we will be going on. Okay. What will be our teaching methodology? How can we help you out? Okay. We'll be having one live class per week, and that live class will be this is initially planned on every Tuesday from 7 p.m. PST till 10 p.m. PST. Okay. So every Tuesday, your AAA session is planned every Tuesday. So before examination, before December 2025 examination, we will be having 10 live classes. 10 live classes around 3 hours each. Will fetch you somewhere around 30 hours of conceptual recap and practice. So that's very, very important for you. Don't skip this opportunity. Don't miss this opportunity. I am specifically arranging these sessions for you so that you are on your toes, so that you are up and running, so that you do not fall behind the schedule. So do attend these live sessions. These will be very, very important for you. Another important thing, you have recorded sessions. You can go through those recorded sessions. If you have lesser time, at least attend these live sessions. You have lots of recorded sessions available. You have lots of recorded sessions available. Go through those recorded sessions. You have e-notes, you have exam-based testing app, regular assignments, and here I'm giving you a liberty that you can submit as many assignments as you can, and you will get feedback on those assignments or attempted mocks. Inshallah, I'll provide you the feedback. Getting this? Do attempt, do practice, and share your answers with me. I'll give the feedback. Then you'll be having a study support material, the summary of a study hub material, exam focused webinar, and live practice marathon. So this will serve as a live practice marathon and revision, both for you. Okay. So I've already discussed about the planner, what will be our plan, what will be our schedule, how will we be keeping these classes weekly. Hopefully, these will be very useful for you. And inshallah, hopefully, your chances of passing will increase with these live classes. Let me also run you through the Educator Hub, which is an additional resource, which is very, very useful resource for these students. Okay, just hold on for a while. See, I'm just wanting you to go through this study hub. Have a look at it so that you know that these are the resources available to you and you have to make best use of these resources. See, this is the study hub. This is the educator hub, study hub. And you have all the official content of ACCA for all the papers, for all the chapters. Are you getting this? Practice questions, exam format revision questions. See, all exam format revision question, 32 questions. Okay. Then you have additional questions. How much of material you have available? Are you getting this? So a lot of practice material is available for you. You can utilize this. You can attempt it. And we are here to give you feedback on your answers. The more you practice, the more are the chances of passing this paper. So thank you very much. I hope this session has given you a crystal clarity about this paper and how are we going to proceed with this paper for our December 2025 attempt. So you people are most welcome. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, you can reach me out and my contact details are here. So these are my contact details. You can approach me directly using these contact details and I'll be very happy to facilitate you and your queries. Thank you so very much. May Almighty bless you all. Take care a lot. Wishing you very best of luck for your preparation and your upcoming examinations. See you in the live class. Bye-bye. Assalamu alaikum.